So once you create your SafeHire profile, you're going to receive this pop-up, and it's going to show you how you can build your profile out over the next few minutes. So the first step is sending out testimonial requests to past employers or educators. And when you receive those testimonials back, you can selectively publish them. Step number 2 is creating your first video pitch, and you can use our script or create your own. Step number 3 is uploading evidence of your achievements and taking soft skill assessments for things like written communication or typing speed. And step number 4 is applying with your pitch. All you have to do is include a link to your SafeHire profile with your application. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is create my first video introduction. So this is going to be a general video introduction that I can send out with my application to any employer. So I'm going to click this button to script and record. All right, so you're going to see here, we actually provide a script. Now you can use our script, customize it for yourself, or you can entirely delete it and create your own script. And then you can use this as an outline for while you're recording your video pitch. And that way you don't have to memorize everything. You can have an outline that you can read or reference as you're recording your pitch. Now, I'm going to recommend that you practice your pitch a few times before you begin recording. You're going to notice it flows a lot better. We also have a few tips down here that'll help you, like show your enthusiasm, practice a few times before you start recording, and make sure you set your camera at eye level. And then a few things you don't want to do is you don't want to rush through your pitch. And that's probably the most natural thing, is to just zoom through it as fast as you can. And when you watch it back, you're going to notice it looks like you zoomed through it. So take your time. And then make sure you're not reading your outline word for word. You want to use the script here as something to reference, but you don't want to be reading it as you're giving your video pitch, because it's not going to come off as authentic. And that's why after scripting it out, building your outline, you want to practice saying it a few times. And then maybe with the camera on or off, but you can re-record a few times until you have a pitch that you're really happy with. And then when you're scripting out your pitch, make sure that you avoid just repeating your resume. You want to give employers something new, something refreshing here. They're used to reading resumes all day long. So consider talking about something like why you love the industry so much and your goals for growth over the next 5 years, something that they might ask you in an interview. And make sure you say something that's true about you, but not true about every candidate who's applying for the job, right? You want to make sure that you're standing out on your own merits and you're not making a video introduction that is identical to the video introduction that someone else might make. So you can use this button to begin recording, the stop button to stop recording. If you'd like to play back your recording, you can play it back with the play button. If you'd like to make a new recording and retake a few times, hit the delete button. And after you've found a pitch that you're happy with, you can stop it and then hit this button to save it. And then you can upload that pitch here. All right, so I'm going to go back here, and then all I need to do to apply with that pitch, and hopefully I'll have my SafeHire profile a lot more built out than that, is I can copy and paste this URL onto my application. So that's going to be how you apply to most employers. But let's say you have a few dream employers, and right now you just want to land the first interview there. But you know these are highly competitive positions. There are probably a lot of applicants who are each going for the job. So normally for a position like that, you might make a targeted cover letter where you try to match what they talk about in the job description. And that's usually going to give you a boost. But there's quite a bit of research that shows that instead of applying with a cover letter, if you apply with a video pitch or any sort of verbal pitch, you have a better chance of landing the first interview and eventually landing the job. So I'm going to show you now what it looks like to create a targeted video introduction that you might send to those dream employers instead of the general video introduction that we first recorded. So let's walk through how we would create the first one for the first dream employer. So you're going to notice the script here is a little bit different. This is targeted for this specific employer. So you're going to edit it according to that. And the pitch is going to be all about that employer and matching the job description. So you can see the outline here, and I really recommend you abide by the outline. where you make your introduction, you talk about the kind of professional you are, why you're a fit based on the job description, and here you want to repeat back a lot of the keywords that you found in the job description. And then talk about why this company in particular. Why would it be a dream of yours to work for this employer? Now, every employer wants to feel as though they are your top choice. This is your opportunity to do that for them. Tell them why they're your top choice employer. And then mention some social proof. What do other people say about you? If you have testimonials on your SafeHire profile, mention them here. And then tell them that you're looking forward to meeting with them soon. And again, don't rush through it. Practice the script a few times over. Don't read the script. Use it as a general outline and re-record a few times until you land on a targeted pitch that you're happy with. Now, once you finish recording that, this is where you can create the targeted URL for that company. So let's say that I'm applying to Tesla. Then I might make the targeted URL for Tesla, Jesse for Tesla. And instead of sending Tesla my general video profile, I'm instead going to send them this one. And so this profile here that I'm linking, once I publish that, that's going to have the targeted video that I just made, in this case for Tesla, but it's still going to have all the other features of my SafeHire profile, like my validated references and my soft skill assessment results and my portfolio. But what Tesla's going to see is they're going to see a targeted pitch that makes it feel like I built a profile just for them. And that's exactly what they're looking for from their applicants. Tesla wants to feel like they're your top choice. And so that's exactly what you can prove with your targeted SafeHire video pitch. Now, maybe I'm applying to a few different employers. Here I can move over and I can make my second video pitch for a second employer. I can make my third, and I can make up to 10. All right, so next we can begin building the profile out with validated testimonials. So I can go ahead and choose who I want to send out a testimonial request to. So I might request one from a past employer, a past internship manager, a human resource officer, or an educator, like a professor. So in this case, let's say I'm sending one out to, say, myself. Let's say I was my boss. So I'm going to send one to Jesse at SafeHireCertify.com. Now, here's the rule. You can only request a testimonial from a professional email address. So our system wouldn't allow you to send out a reference request to a Gmail, AOL, Hotmail, Yahoo type email address. And the reason we do that is employers want to know for sure who a reference actually came from. Because if they don't know who the reference came from, it isn't useful to them. So if an employer sees that a reference came from a Gmail address, they don't know that it wasn't you giving yourself a reference from another email address you just created, or your mother giving you a reference, or your roommate giving you a reference. They want to know who it came from. Especially they want to know if this came from someone who's a credible source, like a past employer or a past professor. And so that's where we require that. So next I'll put in, if I'm asking for one from Workplace Superior, their name, organization we worked at, my job title, let's say I was an admin assistant. I'll choose my employment dates here. Let's say I worked there February of 22 to this January. I can include a picture of myself when I send the request. Now, this is going to be really helpful if you're sending a testimonial request to a professor. Professor maybe you had 2 semesters ago, which for them would be like 400 students ago. So you just want to refresh them on who you were. So you might give them a picture. And so I can easily just take one here. And this way, when they receive the testimony request in their inbox, they'll remember my face, they'll remember their experiences with me. And then I can even include a thank you and a request for them to mention anything in particular, a moment we had together, a performance review that they gave me, a report that I built out for their class. If I want to refresh their memory on something I'd like them to include in the testimonial, this is where I can give them a reminder of that occasion. And I'm going to verify that everything above is true to the best of my knowledge, and I'm going to send out the testimonial request to them. Right, and here's what it's going to look like when I receive that testimonial request in my inbox as the employer. I'm going to see who requested the reference, a little bit of information about it, like the benefit for me. So instead of having 5 different employers who this applicant is applying to, all calling me asking me to verify things like their dates of employment with me, their job title, and my experience with them. I can give one validated reference here with all that information. And so I can hit provide my reference. And from this page, I'll be able to verify things like their official job title with me. I can see what they said and I can approve it or adjust it. And their dates of employment with me, and I can approve that or I can adjust it. I'll input my job title. Let's say I'm the owner of the business. And from here, I can include a written reference for them, or I can make a video reference for them. So let's say I'm going to make a quick video reference here, just as an example. So Jesse was my best intern of all the students I've had in the past 5 years. All right. And I'm going to publish that. And then I'm going to answer a few rating scale questions about the student, like how would I rate their reliability, their ability to work autonomously, their level of motivation, ability to work with others, and my enthusiasm to rehire them if I had an opportunity and an appropriate role. And so for an employer who's filling this out, this is going to take 2 to 3 minutes, which is a lot less time and aggravation than playing phone tag with multiple employers who are all calling me asking for this information, and also a lot less time than actually writing out a hard copy letter of recommendation. So here I can send off the reference to the student. I can see that that's been provided. And now I'm going to hop back onto my profile. I'm going to go to Manage Received Testimonials. And here I can see the reference has been provided. So I can check out this reference and decide whether or not I want to publish it on my profile. So here I can see they verified my job title, my dates of employment. I can see that they left me a video reference, which is really good news. So I can play that back and see what they have to say about me. And then I can see how they rated me with the Likert scale questions. All right, so let's say that I want to publish it on my profile. I'm going to go ahead and publish and publish. All right, so now that's going to show up on my profile. Okay, so now I might have a general video introduction, a targeted employer pitch, and I've started building out validated testimonials. So the next thing I might want to do is add some things to my portfolio. And so here I might add under my achievements, I might add something like evidence of a scholarship that I've received. Or I might add a performance review that I've received before. Let's say I was exceeding expectations in the fourth quarter performance review I received at the end of last year. This is a great place to publish that. Or maybe I have a hard copy letter of recommendation from a past employer or a professor. I can upload that here as well. And so after I've published evidence of my achievements, next I'm going to go to my assessment center. And here I can look at different skills that we offer assessments for, and I can get an idea for which ones I might want to assess. So let's say that I want to take a typing speed assessment. This is a 3-minute typing speed assessment that I'll take part of now. So I'm going to start it here, and you can see the timer start counting down, and it's going to show me the words per minute that I'm typing. And if I make a mistake here, let's say I spell receives wrong, it's going to make me go back and correct that before I can continue forward. Okay, so this is a 3-minute typing speed assessment. So I can take this one time, and if I love my results, then I can go ahead and publish those results on my profile by going to edit my public profile, scrolling to the bottom here, and it's not going to give me a ranking because I didn't finish the assessment. I don't recommend that. It still logged the assessment, it just gave me 0 words per minute. And so here, after I finish the assessment, I can decide whether I want to publish the results that I got for it or not publish those results. All right, let's take a look at the final product. So this is a published profile that you're going to send out to an employer. At the top, they're going to see either your targeted video pitch or the general video introduction that you made. Below that, this is your published soft skill assessment results. Below that, your validated testimonials from past internship managers, employers, or professors where they can give you a video testimonial or they can give you a written testimonial and answer Likert scale questions about you. And then you have your portfolio section. And this is where you can upload evidence of your achievements, like performance reviews, letter of recommendation, websites, your transcript or scholarships that you've received. And best of all, to an employer, this looks like a profile you've made just for them. After all, in the targeted video pitch that you make, you mention their company in particular, you repeat back to them their job description and why you match it. But actually on the back end, it's very easy for you to make multiple profiles that are all the same. The only difference is the targeted video pitch that you're sending with them. So when an employer receives your profile, they feel like you made this profile just for them. And you're also presenting yourself as the most credible applicant because everyone else is only making claims about how great they are. And you're giving them social proof from credible sources. So making the recruiter's life easier and showing them extra effort that you made into getting the job, that's how you get your first interview with SafeHire.